Alright, so I'm sure a decent amount of you watching this probably don't know what's going on, so I'm going to leave a twit longer that someone else wrote in the description for you all to read before I get into what I want to actually discuss in this video, so I'll wait a second. Okay, you're probably done reading. Anyways, Cobanermani456, a YouTuber I used to watch back in middle school, on and off, and then he kind of blipped off my radar, and it wasn't until a few nights ago I found out that he really went off the rails, and he's really not a good person, like, at all. I saw him trending on Twitter a few nights ago, which is how I found out about all this, and I saw people post clips of him just rambling on psychotically about nonsense about the world having a conspiracy against him, and also, of course, him threatening the girl he's been harassing for years on end now, saying he's going to meet up with her and slice her up, and other horrible shit like that. He's been uploading videos of her docs, which is what the Twitlonger explained, with horrible titles like, I'm gonna go to your house and kill you, or I'm gonna pin my knee on you to death like George Floyd. Other terrible fucking things like that. And it's very evident that there's something very, very wrong with this person, and I've been seeing a bunch of comments under these videos saying, Kobe, go get help, we love you so much, please go get help. And to that I say, you, the viewer, are powerless. You're just words on his screen. He's not going to heed any words you say, and you screaming up and jumping up and down saying, go get help, go get help, go get help, is not going to be helping shit. It's not going to change the situation whatsoever. And sure, cool, you might have been a fan of him for years, but I highly doubt he's actually going to listen to what you have to say. Just some anonymous viewer that he probably has never met ever and has no connection to whatsoever. Look at what happened with Etika. People were begging and pleading in his comment sections and on his social media to go get help. And his public breakdown ended in the worst way possible. He killed himself. And apparently Kobe himself has been talking about suicide, so who knows how this will end, but I'm just saying, you saying, go get help, Kobe, you're crazy, is not helping whatsoever. In fact, it's probably doing the opposite because people typically don't like being called crazy, and people who actually are mentally ill and having a breakdown don't really think themselves as crazy usually. And not to mention saying that about a person, especially someone who actually is going through severe mental issues like Kobe appears to be going through currently, is absolutely fucking degrading. Absolutely fucking degrading. Because imagine being in Kobe's position. You already think the world is against you. You already think all of your friends and family turned against you. And now you have these people in your comments screaming, you are crazy, go get help. That could possibly send him off the deep end even more and possibly cause harm to not only himself but also the people he's been threatening in these videos, because again, he's been posting people's docs, he's been threatening people's safety and their lives. Who the fuck knows what he's about to do, if he's going to do anything at all, but given the state that he's in, it's completely unpredictable. Look at what happened with Etika. He had thousands of people in mass screaming, you're crazy, go get help, and that didn't help at all. In fact, that probably made things even worse because he himself realized, yeah, I'm crazy, yeah, I'm a detriment to this world. He came to that conclusion from all the people probably saying shit like that in his comment sections, and then it ended in the worst way possible. He jumped off a bridge. And I do really hate equating this to the Etika situation because this is a very different situation. Etika was a threat to no one else but himself, and Kobe is clearly a threat to the people he's been threatening this past month on his secret channel or whatever the fuck he has going on. But seeing that all these people are drawing these parallels between Kobe and Etika and playing armchair psychologist and thinking, screaming, get help in the comment section is actually going to help, I just couldn't help but make the comparison because really, what else do you have to compare this to? At the end of the day, the only person that can help Kobe is Kobe himself. Not you, not anyone else, himself. And apparently he has already admitted himself into a mental ward a few years ago, and that clearly didn't work. He's still the way he is. And we can hope that he eventually snaps out of this and doesn't harm himself and doesn't harm anyone, but really, all we can do, the viewers can do, is just sit back and just watch this unfold. I mean, really, you have no choice. And I'm choosing not to do that. I'd rather not really pay attention to this public mental breakdown because I feel a lot of people are just sitting back, relaxing, and saying, look at this crazy person, let's all laugh at him, until something horrible happens, and then, of course, then you're going to be like, oh my god, this is so sad, or, oh my god, this is so terrible, look at what he did to these other people. Meanwhile, while this was all unfolding, you got such a kick out of it, but go ahead, keep playing up those crocodile tears, but anyways, I digress. Instead of focusing all of this attention to Kobe and saying get help and throwing your support to a guy who is currently threatening someone he's been harassing for years on end, threatening other people's lives and safety, and of course posting their personal information on YouTube, why don't you go over to the girl he's been harassing for all these years and show her support? She's been at the brunt of his harassment for years now, and at the brunt of his fans' harassment for years now, because when she initially came out, people were like, yeah, she's a liar, let's dismiss all this, Kobe's a good guy, let's harass this girl who, again, has been going through harassment at the hands of Kobe for a long time now. Why don't you throw her support? Because obviously now you know who Kobe really is. Now he's exposing himself for all the world to see. He's doing all this horrible shit on YouTube, and yet you're still like, Kobe, I know you're a good guy. Please listen to me. Go get help. Fuck off with that, okay? Look, I do hope that he does eventually get the help he needs. I'm not saying I want him to suffer, I want him to kill himself, or I want him to do harm to other people. I want this to end in the worst way possible. Of course not. I hope that this doesn't end in the worst way possible, but I'm just saying, you're choosing to show your support for a guy who has done all these terrible, terrible fucking things over the years. He has never really been a good guy. He just had the veneer of being a good guy on his YouTube channel for all those years he was uploading videos. And now he's decided to go mask off, but you're still like, oh, you're a good guy, Kobe, please, we support you. Get the help that you need. Perhaps it's because I haven't watched him in years, that's why I don't really have these fanboy glasses on, but still, can you look at this fucking objectively and realize that this guy is not a good guy? You can still want him to get help and everything and want him to improve himself, but can you at least acknowledge that this person has never been good? It's all just been an act for YouTube, and behind the scenes he's been harassing someone and stalking them under all of your noses. But whatever, that's just my 2 cents and all the other people giving their own 2 cents on this whole situation. I'm sure you have good intentions, but unfortunately your good intentions might not lead to anything in this situation. That's all I have to say. Bye-bye.